on nobody, but you see people doing what I'm doing, and you're telling me, hey, I want you to sign away your rights. That's what you're telling me, and I have.
That was for you to know, like,
no. Why do I have to do that to see if that's my child? Like, the fact that you're willing to do that, that means that that's not the problem.
I understand what they said about me. Show affection, they gon' say that you're weak, so let them speak. Now you peak, now they mad that you playing for keeps. The power showing something truly unique. Who will believe? You're turning over new leaf. I hope you know what that means. Pillar hope, let's cease. If you value your dream, the scope that this will bring.
Alone. Ask anybody. Listen to how I'm talking to you. I'm not even mad at you.
I'm not mad at you either, but I thought we cleared.
No, Mike, that wasn't clear. For me to, you asked me to sign away my rights. You asked me to sign away my rights. You was okay with me saying, hey, no. Like, for me to sign away my rights, I can't father my own child. Like you see people doing what I'm doing. Like, you see people setting the example that I'm setting. And I ain't sitting on nobody. But you see people doing what I'm doing, and you're telling me, hey, I want you to sign away your rights. That's what you're telling me. And I have.
That was for you to know, like,
no. Why do I have to do that to see if that's my child? Like, the fact that you're willing to do that, that means that that's not the problem.
And it wasn't until this case started in October and now post December 12th that he's actually got time with the child, correct?
Correct.
The fact that you're willing to do it if I give away my rights.
You just moved the goalpost. First you wanted to know.
No, exactly. But now I see that, you're willing to do it. I see that you're willing to do it as long as you have control over me.
That's not even why I said that. It was for you to understand. No, it's not.
I got you. That's cool. Like.
Because you just said it yourself yesterday. Like, oh, because I say something doesn't mean what was the meaning behind it. It's like you say all this shit.
No.
And then you go backtrack to the same thing.
No. You don't understand it, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with you not understanding.
And you keep saying that. You sound like it tells you that you don't understand what she's saying.
Hey, let me shut up then. Like, because I don't want you to think I hate you at all. I don't have no knock on it. I understand you have the right to have whatever you can want to do because he's also your child. But if you don't respect me enough to where you need me to sign with my rights just so you can have control over it, you got it. You have control over it.
That's not. But then you would still have to wait for me to give those back to you. It's the same thing.
I don't need to wait on my child. I don't need to wait on my child. I don't. If you feel that I need to wait on knowing if a child is mine, that to me is not the same. And I understand. I respect you. I respect your wishes. And, I will remove myself just due to the fact that I see that, hey, I'm not respected.
Oh, no.
Like all that other
This is in your head. Like, what do you mean you're not respected?
Come on.
Okay, so according to society standards, I was checking all the boxes. Hand-on father whose intentions was to make better for my seeds, retired military vet, college graduate, 6 figures, all that we were told we must have in order to be considered a respectable man in today's time.
You really thought you were special? Who told you you were special? You thought you were special?
Now, when I stood in front of the courts to act for my right to be in my son's life, I was treated as if I was this junkie asking the judge for a fix right before the hearing. The narrative about black fathers and them being deadbeats will continue for those who trying to push that narrative, but this is going to be a real life story where I was denied my rights to father my son, and all who are put in place to ensure that this doesn't happen allowed it. Why? I don't know at this point. It's been almost 3 years my oldest has been withheld from me, and the last time seeing him, he was running his mouth like that's what we do.
No, you stay here. I'm in charge. Do you feel in charge? I've paid you a small fortune. This gives you power over me?
I received a message from my middle son telling me to shut up, but I talked to him and I could tell that the boys are just product of alienation. These children been pumped with poison that the one man who have no ulterior motives in loving them is their enemy. Imagine what type of relationship these young men will have going forward. Stay tuned though for more on how I found peace after being alienated from my two oldest sons. I will be giving a perspective for those dealing with that while staying true to the word. This set of videos, however, will explain the situation with my youngest son's mother and her treacherous behavior while showing how it's baked into society and the court put their stamp of approval on it. I want to get across to the brothers who are moving through this world on your spiritual path to help you navigate the pitfalls built into society. You can do everything right and still be behind the 8 ball if you think society rules apply to you.
Please note,
I will be redacting all information for the privacy of those that's involved in my story. Alright, so here's the backstory to the American dream that I was in the process of creating. Right after my divorce, I hit the streets letting loose, thinking that was the reason why the union was not a success. During my marriage, I felt undesirable, a feeling which was an issue only in grade school, but I charged that to not fitting in with the cliques. Now, truth be told, I did think something was wrong because I wasn't a stranger to hard work. I had good grades and a nice personality, and I was accepting of all the personas that came around. I had an ego and I wanted to be viewed as that dude, so I started setting the goals to outdo what the clique held as the top standard, and after eclipsing it, I noticed how the standards weren't something that I wanted to keep up. I saw that some of them was unsustainable, and I also noticed how the goalposts would move due to how well the group liked you. I didn't know at the time, but this was me trying to be validated, which had me heading down a cycle of codependency and people pleasing. But I digress. Now, when I was going through the process of divorce, I was dealing with the issues of my son's mother trying to move out of state, and that wasn't going to happen due to not wanting my sons to grow up without their real father like I did. I was still naive to the judicial system, but this unwillingness to part with my responsibility led to an altercation with my soon-to-be ex-wife, called her SM1, and I was arrested. I believe she was coached by a lawyer, but I don't know for sure. It was a stressful time due to having to deal with the court system, the military, and not knowing what to expect. I stepped away from the scriptures because all the work that I was doing to live up to them was all ending badly. Like, it was like turmoil everywhere I turned. My career, my personal life, and even spirituality, because that was a point where I was just questioning a lot of things, and especially with what was going on, and I just stepped away because I was like, yo man, this can't be what the Most High is asking of us. One of the issues I dealt with was that I had a restraining order out and wasn't allowed to see my sons, being that I couldn't go around SM1. The daycare was right around the corner, so I started going to the daycare to spend time with them. This was when I met my youngest son's mom, SM2. We talked for a minute and we ended up exchanging contact information. I went and scouted and saw that she was married, so I left that situation alone. She reached out sometime later questioning if it was normal for me to get girls' information and not act on it. I let her know about my views on her marriage, to which she responded saying we were going through a divorce and we were sleeping in different rooms of the house. We bonded over that trauma, being that I was in the same boat, and we started kicking it strong. She constantly talked about how awesome my son was, and I got to see him, and I got all the 411 due to SM2 being the plug at the daycare. My divorce finalized, and we started doing what couples do out in the open. I laugh at this because I think about it, and for some reason I forgot that she was still dealing with her situation. Even though it was a constant argument about my co-parenting situation. I tried to show up my appreciation for what she did with my son, so I accepted going back and forth, foolish argument, thinking that I owe her some sort of understanding because of what she did for me and my sons. Some of the arguments we had did, however, have me questioning if I had not been as understanding with SM1, so I ended up cutting the relationship short with SM2 because I wanted to give SM1 that chance and give the boys that family where dad and mom was a solid unit. After getting back with SM1 though, I noticed after 2 weeks that it was the reason we got the divorce. I was glad though because we was able to part on what I thought was a mutual understanding. I will explain more on that story in future videos. SM2 reached out a couple months later and she asked me advice on a hobby that I enjoyed. It was familiar energy, and being that the reason we ended wasn't due to her, I figured what could go wrong with hanging out. We got intimate, and after a short time, she informed me that she was pregnant. Having SM1 out of my system for good, I was like, let's do it, because she supposedly had completed her divorce and we were apart. From what I believed, we were better than ever. She hesitated though, and she wanted to delete the seed because of some feeling that she had. I wasn't able to convince her, so I agreed to her making whatever choice she wanted because what other options did I have? The next day, however, she came back around talking about that she was going to keep it. I didn't take her treating the life of my seed as if she was going out for a night on the town or not, so questioning if the child was even mine. Because that agreement to delete it was, it wasn't something that I could accept at that point. Let her know that she should contact me when she had the child and we could do the paternity to confirm because something I just felt was off. We would check in throughout the pregnancy. Again, being that, I was mad at first, but I'm not one to stay mad. And when the child was born, she reached out and was trying to set up a meeting for me to see the child though, which I refused due to wanting to confirm before I introduced him to my two oldest. We eventually met up during a holiday break and I just got done with finals, so I didn't want to, if this was my son, I didn't want him to have to go without his father, so I agreed to wait for SM2 to be ready to allow me to confirm. Now, if you're tracking, you'll know that I'm raising my other sons from SM1. I was trying to co-parent with SM1. I was in school, and I was trying to get ready to start a new career. Had a lot on my plate while trying to navigate this relationship, which, to be honest to you, felt good once I met my youngest.
Life is good, was good enough. Thought she could chill, that's when she shit got cut. Comfort kill on the edge, way too much. You feel a rush, they real, so what? Don't keep no fool around ya. You think they learn, you're not the type to try and burn. Dead of the year, you who type who kids will earn. All awards, all aboard, but first you checking passes. Learn you lose your mind, trying to please the lost masses. Nowadays they think that worth depend on latest fashion. Call them father, look all like in all their actions. It's not a joke, let's give a toast.
Once I graduated, a lot of my time freed up. I started noticing SM2 acting weird. And one day, she was hanging with her girlfriend, and she was intoxicated when I went to her house. A few weeks before this day, though, I mentioned to her I was watching a video, and it was talking about how not having your person's passcode was a huge red flag. She assured me that I had it, and I picked up her phone and put in the code that she told me, and it worked. I was confident that she wasn't foolish enough to be stepping out, to the point where I wanted to reward her with marriage, even though I swore it off after SM1. I set down the phone and went about our day. Now, jumping back to where she was intoxicated. I was over her house, and I tried to get her to go up to her room so she could be more comfortable. I looked up, and there her phone was. Someone, I will give praise to the Most High, said, check her phone. I was sure that there was no way that this lady would be stepping out on me, so I was like, nah, there's no need for me to check that. I don't know what it was or who it was, but telling you, so it was like someone screamed at me telling me to check the phone, and with the code I got from a couple weeks earlier, I went in. I checked the IG. I saw messages about plans to meet up. Saw messages from who I thought, was an ex-husband, letting him know that he can come back whenever. Checked the time when this message was sent. It was during the time that I found out my stepfather had passed away. And what blew me was she was comforting me because she knew how much my stepfather meant to me. I named my firstborn after him. Blown away with what I was seeing, I was thinking, like, how can she explain this? How come I didn't see this? She was intoxicated, so it was like no point of waking her up because I was just gonna get mad. I went home. When she woke up and called me, I let her know what I saw. Tried to hold out on her. I was like, but then I let her know what I saw. And what messed me up was I needed for her to confess to what I believed was going on, and she never did. She kept making statements as if I didn't see what I saw. Now this is 4 years in. I kicked in like, hey man, you never confirmed if this child was yours. So that became the focal point because I didn't want to walk away, leaving him not having his biological father there like I had to endure.
I have nothing towards you. Like, yo, I wish you the best. Like, yo, I would give you your peace. Like what? Like, matter of fact, even if we were together, how is that gonna help? Me sitting around not being able to enjoy it because I don't know if this dude is calling me his father. No, it's good.
All I asked you was to work through things with me.
Hey, and that's what I'm doing. Like, me knowing my child. Me knowing if this is my child. Me knowing if this is my child. You don't have to pay shit. I would easily go in there and like, hey, bam. Hey, guess what? Now I can put them on everything. Like, yo, you don't have to, man, come on, man. Stop it, we're good. Like, yo, and it's sad because it's like, yo, we constantly talking, but I guess ain't nobody saying anything. So, leave it as it is. Like, I've been working with you this whole time. You talking about all the stuff.
This whole time. What is this whole time?
I constantly asked, and she just kept saying that she needed to feel comfortable. I tried to be patient, but one day, that voice come again, told me that, hey, man, you can go through the court to get a paternity test done, and you will also be able to set up a custody plan where your rights as a father will be protected.
Wrong.
And it wasn't until this case started in October and now post December 12th that he's actually had time with the child, correct?
Correct.
Well, you might think that my rights as a father wasn't protected due to the name of this series, but stay tuned and I will tell you how they work, but not in the way I expected.
Welcome to Peace Beyond Understanding.
I'm MacroSpirit, and I'm here to give a perspective and confession of the lessons I've experienced on my custody case and this judicial process. I believe that if you had your stuff in order, this would eliminate any chance of unjust treatment I would get, as I heard in so many stories of fathers who have felt that they have been messed over when it comes to the custody courts and their children. One can see from the flashbacks I presented so far that this was going to be the only way to get things in order in my situation. I want to give those who are coming up and taking the calling of the Most High to be a spiritual boss of their family serious and in-depth view on what could potentially happen when you consider planting your seed in someone you hired for the wife position, and how the judicial process will respond to you in the case that you happen to have hired the wrong person for that job. Again, note that this is truly for those attempting to stay true to the Most High's expectation. It's written,
Woe to those who decree unrighteousness decrees and oppress the poor, the problem of their rights.
You heard my origin stories, and throughout the upcoming videos, I plan on presenting evidence of a man who only wanted to be a father to his child and show how I was allowed to get the no Vaseline treatment and expected to accept it, even though all my ducks was in a row.
What I love about that, he's building young men that mindset to like, we're gonna own our own company, we're gonna do our own thing. We normally don't have that as minorities or African Americans.
Your dad of the year, the best up in here. Don't compare, I swear not to bring a mom to tears. You the dad right now. Up there goes the fish. Earth shake, window break whenever you are near. You get it? Let's go. Let's go and get it. You get it? Let's go. Let's go and get it. You get it? Let's go. Let's go and get it. You get it? Let's go. Let's go and get it. Calm down. No sound. If you go to court, they're gonna try and keep you bound. Want to destroy your crown. This your seat that's growing towns. Don't go not yet. Ready, set. Let's get focused now. Go dumb and sit no longer tripping cause I get it. My feelings don't be silly. Stand so high, no limit. That boy's cold. Zero below. The system wore them cuss. We're too spiritual. Yeah. Shout out to truth that's knowing. So many clones ignoring. The plot, no time to relax. Disappointing kids performance. Mom thought she could control them. One job we see she's doing. Come now. So many have I heard and seen along my journey that sit in pain and just cry about this, and society's solution is to tell them that they were wrong for being too emotional or something like that. I'm here, and due to how I was truly formed at birth, I'm able to assist those who are ready to overcome this circular argument, being that I was able to detach once I found a sense of order, even though the intent of this judicial system is to keep us in chaos. So there you have it if you're wondering why I'm doing this. Am I expecting someone to hear this and take pity on me? Not at all. I accepted that I made the decision to deal with these women, no hate sent their way. I gave them my seeds without doing my due diligence, and for these reasons, the sins of a father are potentially pushed upon the next generation. That won't stop me, though. I know I failed, but I will continue to put the Most High first and attempt to assist others who are coming after me, trying to make sure that they do the right thing as well. The scripture clearly warns us on choosing the people we lay down with, but instead of sitting in despair, I believe it will bring the Most High glory by telling this story. I truly want to help others understand why what is written, and also show evidence that you will be violated if you go in front of a system built to destroy the structures put forth in the scripture. There are plenty of guys who will tell you to just throw that dream and myth of the proverb wife away. Go out, have your fun until you find that right one. Understand that playing that foolish game will only get you a foolish prize. Note though, I agree with most of the talking points of the nature of the woman that most of these that's pushing that have fun ideology is speaking about, but one must stay true to their walk. Also, the conflated views of the simp being someone who is also following the Most High is wrong. There's plenty of scripture that warns us about being this simple man and how it will lead to our destruction. Being the cleanup man or a sucker isn't what a spiritual boss is about, and I see that society has many believing this is so. Even I was thinking it was alright to allow certain behavior from the woman I put in the wife position, but after coming closer with the Most High, I see clearly now that the rain is gone. With that being said, ask yourself, is that temporary moment of joy in your flesh worth it? Is your soul worth anything? Is the soul of your seed worth anything? I have to forget that, not wanting to be preachy or being seen as negative, because hey, when I look around and take notes, look, I need to do something to really help before others end up crashing out because they fell for the lies of this society. If you want to continue in the belief that we have all had, just know that it's no judgment or hate. I want you to have someone who relates to walking with the Most High and refuse to keep tripping up and allowing my brothers to do so as well. I hope you enjoyed the origin of MacroSpirit.
Welcome to Peace Beyond Understanding. I hope my perspective and the confessions of the lesson become a blessing for you and yours. Now stay humble.
I understand what they said about me. Showing affection, they gon' say that you weak, so let them speak. Then you peak, now they mad at you playing for keep. The power showing something truly unique, who will believe? I understand what they said about me. Showing affection, they gon' say that you're weak, so let them speak. Man, you peak. Now they mad that you playing for keeps. The power showing something truly unique. Who will believe? They have a problem with the change, must keep your frame. Those closer or the culprit, love how things arrange. Wonder why you switching up, they claim you thinking you too much, you might fail. But if you fail, you no longer where you was. The build up is now what cost them look, what discuss. The culture you established, let's take time to discuss. Understanding as a must destroy excuses, so they plus. Life is passing them by, embrace the change and adjust. Brag about the old days.
Remember the good times, appreciate the lessons.
Thanks for watching.